Hi guys, welcome to the Pearls of Color podcast. This is episode 6. Today is December 2nd, and I'm Sarah. You can find me on Dollar Tree as Sarah Laws. You can also find our group over there, Pearls of Color podcast group. For new people, welcome. I hope you enjoyed the podcast. For those of you who have watched before, thank you for coming back. I really appreciate that. I know my accent might throw quite a few people off, so for those of you who do keep returning, I am really grateful. I enjoy talking to you guys about my knitting. It's easier for me than keeping up a blog. Talking about the group on Valverde, I just want to mention that I do want to have a knit along, probably for January or February. It kind of depends. I have some fundraising knitting I want to do for February. So maybe I'll do a cal that fits around what I need to get done, but I'm not sure. I do want to do thumb mittens at some point, so I'll see. I also want to do a swap at some point if people are interested. I don't do them often, but I am in one right now, and it's been really fun getting to know somebody else, and it's been fun putting the package together for her. So if people are interested, please let me know. I want to get right into what I have been working on. It's been about 3 weeks. Not too much really has been going on for me outside of knitting. I've just been doing my usual, going to work, hanging out, just doing what I'm doing. One of the gals from our knit night actually moved right before Thanksgiving. She's a coworker of mine, and I've gotten really close with her since we started working together. So I was just trying to make as much time possible to hang out with her as I could, and I'm really bummed that she's moving, but it'll be good for her, and we'll visit still. So other than that, I have been knitting. My main project this month was a scarf that I use. It's a cowl, and it's for my boyfriend's mother for Christmas. It also goes along with the Loops Harry Potter November themed challenge. So, kill 2 birds with 1 stone, right? And I'll show that to you. This is actually my own pattern. I put a few stitches together that I really like to knit, and I really like how it came out. I am currently writing up the pattern. I have it written up. I spent Sunday doing that. I chatted it out and everything. I need to take my gauge. I need to measure the gauge of the pattern, and I need to do a stockinette square to get that gauge as well for you guys. I always forget gauge measurement when I plan on doing a pattern, but it is what it is. I'll just knit one up. It's fine. I have yarn left over. But I really enjoy this scarf, and the yarn that I used was great, and the colors are fabulous. So I'll show it to you guys. Let's see. You can't really get a good look. My camera's not focusing very well, and I'm in pretty bad lighting. So it's got 2 mock cables going down the edges. It's bordered by the garter stitch, and it's got like a stockinette feather and fan pattern. And the yarn itself is Loops. It's their Super Wash Sport Base, which is lovely. And this color is the Adobe colorway. Ooh, that's actually a good color representation. It's these gorgeous, like, light and darker blues, some grays, and some whites. It's very wintry, which is exactly what I wanted. I wanted to knit a scarf that represented the winter, and the snow and the cooler weather. I wanted something in blues and whites and grays, and this was the perfect yarn for it. When I saw it, I bought 2 skeins to make it. And I actually used less than a skein and a half. The challenge for the old loops, November challenge, you had to use 2 skeins of yarn, 600 yards, or 2 skeins of yarn. And a lot of people were doing 2 different colored yarn, and I was confused by that. Apparently, you could use 2 different colors and not have to use the full skeins of each, or use 600 yards. I don't know, but I know this wasn't completely two skeins, but I'm calling it fair. If people could do something that was 400 yards with 2 different colors, I think it's only fair that this would count. Anyways, oh, that's a pretty good view of the scarf. You can see the cables and the design. I am looking for test knitters, so if anybody would like to try it out, please PM me on Ravelry, or I put a post up in the group asking for test knitters. I don't really have a time frame for test knitters. I do want to get it up sometime for January and February while the weather's still nice. It's a lightweight scarf. I want to say it's super lightweight. I mean, it's nice and drapey and it's loose. But it's a good scarf for like doubling up for the winter time here. And I'll show you guys what it looks like doubled up. That's really pretty. I have to weave the ends in. I'm just gonna try to tuck that in. So I probably could have made it shorter, but it's really pretty. I like that you can still see the design, and it's light, it's airy without feeling bulky, but when knit long enough, you can wrap it double and it'll be a nice winter scarf. For those of you in warmer climates, it's great because it is lighter in fabric, and you can make a short cowl or just one loop cowl with it, so that you can just keep out the wind and still be fairly cool in it. I really like it, and I hope you guys do too. I'm looking for somebody to test knit it using a semi-solid color, and then somebody to test it in self-striping, so that way on the project page people can get an idea of what it will look like in different types of yarn. I have 2 people. I contacted 2 people already who said they would test knit. I'm really hoping to find 2 more. So please let me know if you want to test knit it. The pattern is really simple. It's 6 rows. That's a repeat, but I think 4 of those rows are very simple. It's pretty much just stockinette with 1 or 2 stitches that are a bit different. And when I knit this up, I divided each section with stitch markers so that after the garter stitch, I put a stitch marker. After the cable, the mark cable, I put a stitch marker. I put one after the lace does the feather and fan, and then one right before the garter. And that made it really easy for me to knit. I didn't have to really think about what I was doing. So the pattern should be an easy knit. It's pretty fast too, like I said. You really only need 1 skein to get a good length. I personally didn't do a gauge swatch beforehand, so I didn't know how much it was going to grow. I probably would have just done 1 skein for myself. I would have liked it closer up to my neck, but like I said, it's not for me. It's for my boyfriend's mother. I think she'll like it, and I really like the feel of the fabric. So I think it's really lovely. I'm calling it Snowdrift Cowl because first off, the yarn itself is a wintry yarn. It reminds me of winter and snow. And then you've got your feather and fan, which is nice and bumpy. So it kind of reminded me of when it snows in like a snowstorm, and when you go outside and there's all these mounds of snow at different levels because of the wind. And then I've got like the mock cables, which kind of, I feel like, represents like a snowman type figure. So This is going to be called the Snowdrift Cowl. I'm hoping to have the pattern up on Ravelry sometime in January or February. And it is going to be a paid-for pattern. It's going to be my first paid-for pattern. I'm thinking like $350. So if you want to test it, let me know, and you'll get the pattern for free. And I'll send you an updated version when it's all put together. So that was my scarf, and I was really happy I finished that. After that, I only did a little bit of knitting, but I did put together my, the elephant. I don't know if you guys remember, one of the first episodes I showed some of an elephant I had been knitting. Well, it had been sitting in its project bag for a while. I had everything knit up. I just didn't put it together. I still had to knit like a dress for it, but I actually never did. I just wasn't feeling the dress. But when I made the elephant, I was short on the main color, so I had to go with the girl elephant pattern because it incorporates a contrasting color to make like a pair of underpants and shoes. So I really needed to add that in order to get the item finished using this main color. So what I did, I added a little tutu. You can't really see too well. It's a little bumblebee tutu. I think she's really cute. This is a gift for somebody. So she'll be finding her home soon. I'm really happy with how she came out. She's a little crooked in certain areas, but I think it works for her. I do want to buy more. She's made with Malabrigo worsted and Simply Top, and I used some of it for a sweater I made a while back. So this was made with leftovers, and I really want to buy another skein and knit some more because it really made a lovely elephant. I don't do French knots for eyes, guys. And I know a lot of toy patterns call for French knots, but I can never get them tied appropriately. I have a tutorial that I'll link to, actually. It's a friend, an old knitting friend of mine that I met, actually. I think I met her through Flickr. I think I met her right before Ravelry came out. I can't remember, but I'm pretty sure it was through Flickr. She got me interested in knitting toys and stuffies. And she has this method for eyes where you basically take the strip, like yarn, and you tie it in knots right in the middle of the yarn, and then you weave it through the ends, well, through the toy. I'm not explaining this correctly at all, guys, and I'm using a lot of ums again today. I'm trying to work on that. So, I will link to the tutorial, or tutorial, I should say. I always forget how to pronounce it. My boyfriend always makes fun of me. And then I got confused because I always like to pronounce it a certain way, but then I've been trying to correct myself. Whatever. You guys get what I mean. I will put a link to it because I really like the way the eyes come out. And I use it for all my dolls. I think it's a more secure too than a French knot. I really, really like it. The tutu doesn't go all the way around. I tied a bow in the back. I thought that was sufficient enough. I like her. I like her a lot. I'm going to have to make another one. And like a pink or purple tutu. I think these would make actually really great baby gifts. A little ballerina elephant. It's supposed to have a strap around the shoe. It's supposed to be a Mary Jane shoe. But I didn't particularly like the way my straps came out, so I didn't add them. And this is by Julie from Little Cotton Rabbits. I don't remember her last name, but this is her girl elephant wearing a frock. Girl elephant in a frock. Her patterns are really great. They're really detailed. They're they come out wonderful. I find them a little fiddly to put together. There's a lot to do when you put them together. Next time I make them, I'm going to try to work it so I don't have to do all the finishing up. So I've got my scarf. I've got my elephant. I wanted to show you the skein of Dobie from All Loops. That's a really good color representation. It's really pretty. I wish I bought more. And I know yarn is pricey, like when you buy it from indie dyers. So I can only buy 1 or 2 skeins at a time. And I really wish I bought more of this because it's just lovely. I don't particularly think I would make a sweater or anything out of it. Featherweight sweater, cardigan might be actually pretty in this, but I want to make myself a shawl or a scarf out of this, and I wish I had enough to make myself one, and my mom really liked it, and I wish I had enough to make her one, but next year when they do their Harry Potter, I hope they bring this back. So I'm crossing my fingers Dobie comes back. I think it already came back this year, so I'm sure it would come back next year. What else do I have? I think everything in this bag you guys have already seen. I have another pattern that I'm working on. So these are gifts as well, and I probably shouldn't be showing them all to you guys because I kind of want them to be a surprise for who they're going to, but that's okay. I can't find the other one. Sorry, my cat's hissing, guys, in case you can hear her in the background. She's inside tonight because it's cold outside, but she hates being inside with the other guys. She gets nasty. There's a lot of hissing that goes on in the house at night, but it is what it is. All right, so here we go. I'll show you what I've got so far. So these are going to be ornaments, and I'm actually going to knit a bunch of these up to give as gifts this year. So this is a pattern of my own design. After I finished the scarf, I got really motivated, and I actually went on Pinterest and was looking at their felt ornaments because I wanted to see about making some of those. I thought they would be quick, but I didn't want to wait to go out to the store and buy felt, and I had some spare brown yarn, so I decided I was feeling inspired and I was in the moment, so why not get started? So I knit some reindeers and I put a little bell. I want to show you guys the bow. There's a, see the little knot there and then the two, yeah. It took me a while to figure out how I was going to do the bow, and I'm not even sure how I'm going to write this up in the pattern. I don't know if I can explain what I did at the end, but I'll try. So I was looking on Ravelry. There's not too many reindeer ornaments that I saw, especially just a regular reindeer. So I want to do 3 sizes, a baby, a female, and a male. And I want them to all have kind of like a different look to them. So I've done the female. She's a bit rounder. I've done the baby reindeer. And he's got more of a teardrop face. And his antlers only have 1 little branch off of them, whereas the female one has 2. This guy only took me about an hour and a half. So it took me about an hour to knit and then about half an hour or so to assemble it. It's circular. It's knit in the round. The body is one piece, obviously. The ears, I picked up stitches, and the ears are actually just an I-cord. I picked up 4 stitches along the side and did kind of like an I-cord, and so are the antlers. So he's really quick to knit. The nose is the bobble nose that I like so much because gonna have to try to explain that as well. And then, so this is gonna be the meal. I wanted him to have like a curve. I guess the shape is showing pretty good here, but the bottom is a bit too pointy. I need to redo it, make it more defined. But that'll come with my next one. So I'm going to offer that as a paid patent too, I think. I want to try to do a couple other things to put into the patent, but 3 different reindeers, all a different size, all kind of like a different shape, to give you guys some variety. And I'm hoping to have that out soon. I don't know if I'm going to have test knitters for it. I might find a couple test knitters. So if you want to test knit the reindeer, let me know as well. I want to get those up quick for December so that people can knit some this year for ornaments. They're really quick to make, like I said, like an hour or so. And I used, excuse me, I used some Swiss. I think it's Swiss DK. It could be worsted. I can't remember what size, but the female the 2 adult reindeers are going to have 9mm eyes. The baby has 6mm eyes. They're both Swiss. The antlers are truffle, I think, and the body brown, I think, is nutmeg. And the bow is some red fingering I had, along with the nose, from Holiday Yarns. I really like Holiday Yarns. I love their customer service. I love seeing them at festivals. That's usually where I buy the yarn from them, because the website, the pictures on the website, just, they don't do the yarn any justice. You really have to see them in person. Great customer service. So yeah. Those are like my main things I've been working on the last 3 weeks. As well as a new work in progress. After I finished my lemon lime baby blanket, I was gonna have a break from knitting baby blankets, but a girl that I work with, who is part of my knit night. For those of you who don't know, I started a knit night with just the women I work with. We haven't gotten people from outside yet, but it's at one of their houses each week, and I'm teaching them basically how to knit. So 2 of the girls finished their scarves that they started, and one of the girls, her sister-in-law, I think, is having a baby. So she wanted to know a good baby blanket that she could knit, or she wanted me to knit her one. And I said, girl, that's what we're here for, to learn to knit. So you can knit yourself one. The pattern that I use for my baby blankets, it's a really simple one, but I thought it was we haven't really gotten to increases and decreases yet, so I didn't want her to feel too overwhelmed. So I showed her the log cabin blanket, and I've had mixed feelings about the log cabin blanket for quite some time. At first I didn't like it at all, but the more I saw people making them, the more I liked them. I liked the different colors in them. I just liked the way they started looking. And I think it's just all about the colors that you use as well. So I showed it to her, a pattern, and she really liked it. So I told her we would do it together then. I will show her how to start it, how to pick up stitches, and she has just done the middle square. She's had some, we haven't gotten a chance to meet up to like, haven't had a knit night where she's been there and I've been there, where she was free to knit on the blanket, if that makes sense at all. So I've been working on mine, and she's just started hers recently and has the middle square. Now when we get together for our knit night, I'm going to show her how to pick up and go from there. So this is mine so far. I really like it. So I'm using the colors for my lemon lime blanket, the leftovers I had. So it's pale fern, banana, and this is lavender. It's actually a purple, even though the screen is turning it like a blue. And it's all Bernat satin. I actually really like it. And I'm going to stick with this pattern design where it's 2 sides yellow, 2 sides green, 2 sides purple, yellow, green, purple, yellow, green, purple. You got it. And then this side will be purple, yellow, green, and so on. So I really like it. I'm having fun knitting on it. I find it really relaxing. I know a lot of people don't like a lot of garter stitch or stockinette stitch all at once. But I really do enjoy it at night when I'm watching TV. I don't have to put a lot of thought into what I'm doing. I can knit it without looking at it, and I find it relaxing. It clears my mind. It really helps me relax. So I don't think it's going to be too much of a problem to make. And I don't think it's going to be a big baby blanket. I think it's just going to be like a car seat baby blanket. But I don't know. It just depends on what I feel like knitting on it. I don't have a baby lined up for it yet. A girl in our knit night actually did find out that she is expectant, but she doesn't know what she's having yet. So I don't know if these colors will pertain to her. But if she is having a girl, it'll probably go to her. If she's having a boy, then I will probably knit something else. She has requested, if it's a boy, to have one of those hats that have the connected beard to it, because I guess her husband has a beard. And she said it looks just like him, the one that she found anyways. So I will knit her that or crochet it if it's a boy. I also want to do the vertebrae newborn cardigan for her. And I was thinking, if I have time, maybe a stuffed animal or something. Maybe a wild thing and buy her the book to go with it. I don't know yet. She just recently found out, so we got a while to plan. So that's my log cabin blanket. I really like this pattern, guys. I didn't think I was going to enjoy it so much. I don't know. I've always just didn't think I was going to enjoy it, but I really am enjoying it. I enjoy watching it grow. And this is actually the second time I knit this. So I got about a little further than this when I noticed it was lopsided. I had skipped, I don't know, somewhere along like one of these. I had picked up a couple stitches too short. I didn't pick up enough. So it was lopsided. So I ripped it all out one weekend and redid it all again. So that's how much I've enjoyed it. I've knit this amount twice so far, and it hasn't bothered me at all that I had to do that. My back is a mess of ends, and it actually looks neater than the first one I did. The back is obviously going to have like ridges from where I picked up stitches, but all in all, it doesn't look bad. Yeah, I do have a couple stitches here that look bigger because there's a knot in there. I did a magic knot to connect some ends. When I redid it, I didn't pull the balls of yarn in the right order, so I ran up short on some of the yarn, so I just connected it with a magic knot, and you can kind of see it right there. Oh well, I don't care. It looks fine still. And this is, here, I'll show you. I bought some Banat Softy Baby. I really like this color. This is what I want to knit some baby sweaters from. I actually might use this also to knit up a few little mittens. I feel so bad when I take the kids outside for recess and they don't have mittens on. You know, sometimes people are running late in the morning, they forget to grab some. And then we have a couple students who I know they're tight on funds, so sometimes they don't always have the right gear to wear. And I just feel so bad, and I always end up handing my mittens out, which is fine, but they're so big on the kids' hands, and they can't really, I know, they can't really maneuver on the playground the way I wish they could. And I do have small hands. I know they don't necessarily look small when I hold them up, but they're tiny. And but a first grader's hand is a lot tinier than my hand. I would say mine is a small if I go to knit it. My hands are small. So I do want to knit a few mittens, which I think this would make good mittens. I know it's acrylic and they don't keep you the warmest, but they're better than nothing. And, you know, it's cheap and washable. So when the kids pick up muddy snow or something, I can wash them. We go outside for recess all year round, even when the playground is like a sheet of ice. Kids don't care. They come prepared. They come in boots. They come with their snow pants usually. Parents know we're out there. So, you know, if they don't want their kids going out, they'll let us know. And they do. If their kid is, you know, under the weather, they don't want them getting sicker, they ask us to keep them inside. So the parents do know. They do let us know when they want their kids to stay in, and we do let them stay in. But I'm sorry, kindergartners, first graders, little kids, they need recess. And indoor recess is chaotic, and it's a headache. It's a headache and a half. So, you know, we take them outside. And if it's really cold, we don't stay out for long. But I do want to have mittens on hand in case the kiddos don't have that. Because if I hand out my mittens, I'm afraid they're gonna get lost. And I wear a pair that I made myself. So, like today, I let my student wear them, and they are so big on him. But he likes to wear them. And one time, this is the second time I let him wear them. The first time, I saw him taking it off and playing with it, and I looked at him and I said, "Don't lose my mittens." And he kind of chuckled at me, and he pulled it back on. And he hasn't taken them off. You know, he didn't take them off after that, and he didn't take them off today. And he just had the greatest look on his face when I let him wear my mittens today. It was precious. And I like pulled him over his coat because they're so big on him. And he laughed at me, and he smiled, and he went off and he played with warm hands. So I don't see why I shouldn't share the wealth and knit some mittens up. Little mittens shouldn't take me long to knit anyways. Let's see. I'm just checking to make sure I talked about everything I wanted to. And I have. Actually, I made some stitch markers. Some snack-free ones, you know, the little loops with the bead on them. I buy so many of them, and I lose them all the time. In bed, I should say. I lose them in bed. When I knit, I sit in bed and knit. And they just pop off my needles, and, you know, sometimes I wake up and find them on the floor, and, you know, other times, you know, my boyfriend finds them, and he'll put them on a windowsill somewhere for me to find. But I lose them a lot. Sometimes I don't know what happens to them. Like the monster under the bed or something eats them up. So, I bought some stuff. Joann's had a sale for Black Friday. It's still going on for Cyber Monday. And their beading, everything for their beading was half price off. So I got my accessories really cheap. And I figured if I didn't like the way they turned out, it wasn't a loss, but I wanted to try making them, so I did, and I really like how they came out. And I got 2 tubes of beads. Both of them were half off, and I got the little O-rings, which were like, I don't know, $1.50 a half off. So you can't really go wrong there. I think I spent like $5 on supplies. I might make some and give them away as a gift on the group. Sorry, I got a hiccup. Because they would be nice. I think if we do a knit along, I can give out stitch markers. I don't know. If you guys are interested in stitch markers, let me know. Maybe I'll just do a regular giveaway for them, if I like them. The glue that I bought was for beading. It's like a cement. They call it a cement, but it dries clear and it's kind of rubbery, and it's meant for beading and jewelry repairs. So I figured it was decent to use, but it does have to sit overnight. It gets tacky, so the bead will stay in place, but it really needs time to harden up and keep it on there. So I gotta check them today. I want to make some more, actually. So yeah, that's what I've been doing crafting-wise. I finished up the elephant, finished up the scarf, been working on my log cabin blanket and my reindeers, and then I did the stitch markers, and I got 2 patterns that I want to add to my patterns on Ravelry. For those of you who don't know and haven't seen, I already have 3 patterns up there. I have a seamless hat, which makes a great ornament, or a lavender satchel. They're good for, like, a lot of people will knit them around Valentine's Day, which is nice. I've seen some really creative things with them. And then I have a Christmas tree ornament that really hasn't been too popular. I like it. I think it's a nice pattern. It's a seamless Christmas tree. It's a quick knit, and it's easily customizable to make a fat or a long tree. And I did write that all up in the pattern on how to make it thicker or narrower looking Christmas tree. And then I have a sock pattern, which is a single mock cable sock pattern, which I'm wearing right now. Sorry, I can't really show my foot. I am sitting on the couch today, so it's a little easier. I'll show it to you guys. I like it. I think it looks great. And these are actually one of my favorite pairs of socks that I've made. It's a really simple knit. It's mindless pretty much. There's really only one. It's a 4 or 6 pattern repeat, but there's only 2 rows, just like with my scarf that you do much on, and it's just that one cable running along the side. So I've gotten good reviews about it from people who have knit it. I just published it, I think, in April. So check it out, guys. If you have questions, let me know. If you want to knit them, let me know. If you're part of the group, maybe we can have a knit along where you can knit one of my pattern designs. I'm really trying to get some more patterns out there. Everything so far has been free. The socks, the hat, and the tree. These 2 are going to be paid for patterns. The scarf, like I said, is probably going to be about $3.50 or $4, and the ornament's probably going to be around the same. I do want to get, I don't know, I want to try to do something else as to go along with the reindeers, but I'm not sure what yet. So if you guys have suggestions, let me know. If there's any certain ornaments that you'd like that you don't see much of, let me know. Maybe I'll do a little penguin or something. I don't know. But let me know what you're interested in. So I think that's about it, and I don't want to ramble like I usually do. So I'm just gonna say goodbye. Have a nice weekend. The weather's getting colder, so be safe. Dress warm. Drive safely if the weather's bad. The winter's here, and we had snow right before Thanksgiving. It didn't stick, but it was pretty nasty outside for a while. It was a sleet for a while. It was making the roads really slippery and hard to see for me anyways. So stay safe, stay warm, and I'll catch you in a couple weeks, maybe 3. 3 seems to be my my go-to right now. It allows me to catch up on some things during the week. Tuesdays are the days that I would get my nails done if I'm getting them done. And it allows me to do any appointments I need to do or just do laundry. Tuesday is kind of that day for me. So 3 weeks has been working out well, and I usually have stuff to show off, which is nice. I don't want to be like this person that has a knitting podcast that doesn't have anything to show. So I'm going to aim for 2. In reality, it's probably going to be 3 weeks from now on. So I hope you guys enjoy. You can join the Ravelry group. Please join the Ravelry group. I know it's not very active, and I really want to get more people active, but I can't do that unless we get more members and people who are going to participate. So, like I said, I've got things in mind. I want to see about getting giveaways. I want to see about doing a knit along. I want to try to do a swap. So, post in the Ravelry group on what you want to do. Please let me know what you're interested in, and we can try to figure something out. All right, guys. Have a nice one. Bye.